Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are. Welcome to yet another tutorial. So, I posted on my story last night and I asked you guys what you wanted to see. So, one of the main things was repositioning, shading, rains, and what else was there? Shading, highlighting, rains, and I also saw something about braids and just in general, things that I struggled with at the start as well. So today we're going to go through some repositioning. As you can see, this is my reference photo. It is from Pinterest because you can even see the little zoom thing. I usually get my references from Pinterest or Google, or I just kind of mess around online and find things that I like. I only started using references about 2-3 weeks ago. Before that, I kind of winged it, I should say, but I have to say that references have really helped me a lot because they give me a definitive result that I want. And you see, the thing is that reference is a base. It's a base for what you really want to do. So this is my base, but I'm going to change some things. I'm going to change the character right here. I'm going to probably change Archaeolus's, because we're doing an Archaeolus edit today. I'm going to change his face a bit. We're going to change his hair a bit right here. And in general, we're just going to, we're not going to copy it direct. We're just going to look at it and we're going to get the shape out. So the shape is really important. So repositioning. I started adopting this method just recently. I have 2 layers. I have my reference layer. You can even mark it as a reference if you want. I don't really do that often. And then I have the picture that I'm going to use. So, this is my beautiful boy in game. He looks a bit different in my realistic roleplay because I have to make him seem really big and chunky and, everything that's sweet and nice. So, what brush is this? I see. That's why it's so small. Okay. So, I started adapting this. Before this, I usually got the eraser tool and I usually scrubbed away, very carefully, just went at it. No. No. That takes a lot of fucking time. So then I went on to the Lasso Tool and I was like, you know what, I'll cut it out. Yeah, da. No, because I ended up cutting out the entire horse, filling out the entire outline, detail to detail. And then, cutting out from the cutout, and it was just so messy. So instead, now what I do is I look at my reference. I usually start with the neck of the horse. And I'll get Archaeolus's neck. I make sure I'm on the correct layer. Click the Lasso Tool. This is how you reposition. Click the Lasso Tool. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show you guys how to cut up the horse's body. That sounds so bad. This is my technical pen. Right. So, I'm going to title this. I'm going to say Reposition Borders. So, the horse is one big chunk, yes? We're going to split it. So, we're going to split, this is one piece of the horse. Let's label that 1. This is 2 piece. Do you see that line? I usually follow the second piece. Right, Star Stable does this highlight right here. So I usually follow this line. And I kind of go here. This is part 2. This is either part 3 or this is part 3 as well. So this is 3 as well. Then I go forward with part 4 and this line here. This is, let me just get that better. This is right here. This is part 4. Part 5, you see this line here? Part 5, I snatch that right here. And then the legs what I do is the back leg is for me, well, usually this area right here is really problematic for me, the shoulder area, and this area right here is problematic, and the feet are usually problematic, but you have to realize the focal points in all of these. So I kind of do it like that. So I'll get the entire foot, well, the leg, and I'll just cut it all out. And that will be part 6, 7, 8, and 9. So this is the horse right now. And you can screenshot this if you want. These are the reposition borders. So I start off with, well, these are basically what I cut out. So let's just go all the way back to, I should have made a different layer with this so I wouldn't have to rub it out. Oh, we don't even need to rub that out. So let's start with the head. Well, actually, I usually like to start with the neck. So remember the border. The border was here. So, and the border ended here. So I just go like this, really being mindful of the lines. And see the braids? I ignore the braids. I go under the braids because we're going to make our own hair. And then, once you connect the dots, you press duplicate. Bam. So then I go into layers. I hide the horse layer right here. This is my neck. And this is the neck that we want to get. So what I do is I match up where the face would be. So that would be about here. And then that line, Then I press warp, the warp tool, but I don't use the normal. I press advanced mesh. And I make it fit. I make it fit. So this is what I would do. This doesn't look too right, does it? Sometimes it looks really wonky until you do the shading, etc. So don't worry about it. So just try and fit it as much as you can. This is what we're left with. Looks really shit currently, but don't worry. I then go into this wand tool. I click on opacity and I lower it down, and I get my erase tool and I kind of fix up anything that I overwent the line. By the way, my erase tool is a studio pen because I know a lot of people are asking about that. And once we get into the blending of the reposition, you'll see what brush I use for the blending because there's no blur. There's only a smudge tool in Procreate. Then I go back into the wand tool and I change the opacity back up to the fullest. And then let's do the face. So let me get a face really quickly. So then I go here, go around, get the entire thing, including the ears, although I usually like to fix those by the end of the edit because I usually forget. And then I bring the head above the neck so the head isn't, so they overlap. And then I do the same thing. Try not to change his face shape too much. Go into advanced mesh. Kind of see where the eye of this horse is. Hold on, let's try that again. Warp, advanced mesh. This works, yeah. Yeah, that works. So that's that for now. And I guess we're going to keep going, yeah? So we're going to do part 3 is the shoulder area. My pen is not working right now. Let's make another layer. So now we're going to go in. Why is it not doing what I want it to do? Ah, now it is. So now we're going to go into this area right here. So let's get that. There's a garbage truck outside of my house currently. So that was like here, wasn't it? Yeah. Now I go under this line. And then I go right here. And then I duplicate that. And then I hide the original layer. Put those back up. And I see. So let me just show you all. This is this. And this is like all of that behind it. So you're just trying to match it up. It's like a big puzzle piece for adults. Well, for big children. So I just kind of try and see where that goes, really. And then I press warp. And then I go to town on it. I really just kind of make it really, 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 kind of work. Hopefully work. And I do that. And now it looks a bit wonky. Don't worry. And then just kind of fix it up, Kind of fix it up. Bam! That's the shoulder. We're going to fix this area by the end. Don't worry. So now we're going to move on to the body. I'm getting a bit of a raspy voice. I don't know why. Right, the body now. So here we're going to try and get this. So we're going to do this. 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 It's like a deformed rectangle. And then duplicate. Hide the layer. Bring this on the top of all of them. Show them all again. Except for this one. Not that one yet. And we're going to try and see. This is the fun part. Because you really don't know where some of these things go, So press warp. It's a guessing game sometimes for me because I don't know how things are going to fit. Don't know how much I'm going to have to maneuver them. Keeping mindful of that. This hind leg. So I want the bottom to match pretty well. I also don't want to kill off a lot of the shoulder. So I just do that. Bam, that's the body. Gonna fix this corner right here. Now we're gonna do the front legs, I think, because they are in a pretty simple position. So we're gonna go onto the main cutout once more. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna get this area from this line. So at least I think that's right. So we do that. It's really simple. Sorry. You have to just lasso it as close as possible. Duplicate. Remove that. And then I always put the feet on top of all of that. Feet. Again, feet, Julia. See, and it matches perfectly. I just exposed my name. Press warp. Fit it. I hate feet. I hate feet. I hate legs. Horse legs. Especially for dinner. God. Like here. Then we're gonna go advanced mesh. Where's that bloody fucking hoof? Right. That's the first one done. Just like that. Then what I do again is I turn the opacity down and I follow what I over pasted. Did I over paste that? Yes, I did. Perfect. Bingo. And then I turn the opacity back up. Right, I'm gonna do the bum of the horse now. And then I'm gonna start the blending and the shading tutorial. So we're gonna go into the body. And we're gonna get this part. This is gonna be quite difficult to reposition, I think. And I think for the shading part, which will be in the next video after this, what I'll have to do is I have to really follow the reference. Usually I never follow the reference for shading because I just kind of see where everything is, but because the lighting in the certain reference is so peculiar this time, I think I'm gonna have to follow it. Okay, this is gonna be really fun. Very muscled, I must say. This horse, yeah, there's the same kind of pattern to the highlights, I guess. They might not be that bad. And I just kind of bring it down to here, I guess. Just like that. Now, see, the problem is the hind leg kind of disappears in the grass. So we're missing this chunk of it. So I don't know how to make it so that it doesn't look too odd, but we're going to try. Because that's what it's all about, trial and error. So, back onto the horse, and this time we're going to get, I think we got it up to here, so this time we're going to get this part. Let's go. Now, the back leg tends to be almost always in a very peculiar position, should I say. The back leg bends in such a way that the knee, Jesus Christ, that it just kind of makes it difficult to reposition. I'm going to remove the bum for this and teach you a little bit on how to, right, let me just show you. So, you see, this is the hind of the horse, open layers. This is the hind of the horse right here. But do you see this? Might do a different color. This right here, this is the leg. So it's like, you can't just make all of this ass. You have to make an ass with like some leg right here. That's really important. You can't just like have a leg magically come up, you know? So that's why I like to have the leg out here. Might not be that bad. Yes. Okay, it's fine. Make it kind of big usually because then it's easier to, and I just kind of followed this line. Don't mind it if it like really steps out. See, bingo, right here. That's perfect. And then we're gonna lasso this part of the leg because I don't trust it. I don't think that looks fine. We're gonna put it right here. And we're gonna turn the opacity down. And we're just gonna go to town on this fat chicken leg. Yummy. I don't think I'm mentally okay today. We're gonna turn the opacity back up. Hind in place. There you go. There's your horse reposition. So, I will be what will I be doing now? I am going to be doing the blending and shading tutorial next, so if you want to see that, probably click on the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and just suggest to me on Instagram. Everything's in the description box if you want to see where you can find me. Suggest to me what you want me to do, and I'll give you a tutorial. So this is it. I am off now to do the shading.